ready to begin our program. My name is Terry Starr Klein, and I'm the principal of Western Middle School. And I'd like to welcome you to the Greenwich Public Schools Distinguished Teacher Award Ceremony. Western Middle School is honored to be able to host this event. To begin our program, it is my pleasure to introduce Bethany Cook. She is the music director of the Greenwich Public Schools Festival Orchestra, and they will begin today's ceremony with a musical performance. Bethany?
Thank you and good afternoon. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the Elementary String Festival Orchestra, and on behalf of all of the string teachers in our town and Dr. Spector, our music and arts coordinator, we're really delighted to perform for you this afternoon. Our first selection is Overture of 1812, and then our second selection is Colors of the Wind, which is arranged by our very own Curtis Tipton.
That was amazing. Thank you, Ms. Cook. Please remain standing, and would everybody else please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, while they're rearranging the stage, I want to welcome you. Today we are recognizing and honoring excellence in teaching. Soon to be seated on the stage will be 6 extraordinary Greenwich Public School teachers and 6 community members who were caring and concerned enough to nominate them for this award. These teachers are talented. They expend uncounted hours and vast amounts of energy to transform the lives of our children. Today in our audience, I want to thank several people who are attending, including Mr. Steve Anderson, Chairman of the Board of Education, members Jonathan Cohn and Leslie Moriarty, First Selectman Peter Tessing, and members of the Representative Town Meeting, members of the Board of Estimate and Taxation, Superintendent Freund, Dr. Flanagan, and members of the Cabinet, State Senator Scott Franz, other state and local officials, as well as community organizations. Thank you all for attending this afternoon. Your attendance at this event is one more way that you demonstrate the Greenwich community values excellence in teaching. Thank you also to Chairwoman Fran Chaparral and the Distinguished Teachers Award Committee, DTAC. You worked hard in organizing this event, and of course, thank you to the amazing Kim Eves. A distinguished teacher is one who has a personal commitment to students, also to the learning process and the ability to inspire and motivate students. Research indicates that more than any other variable in education, more than the school, more than the curriculum, it is the teacher who makes the difference in academic achievement. Great teachers set goals for their students and help students set goals for themselves. They take children seriously and treat every child's lofty goal as a perfectly reasonable goal and one that is worth reaching. It is absolutely essential to attain. Distinguished teachers reflect on their practices and perpetually look for ways to improve their effectiveness. They plan purposefully by working backwards from the desired student outcomes, and they work relentlessly, refusing to surrender to any problems of poverty, bureaucracy, or budgetary shortfalls. They actively recruit students and their families into the process. They maintain a focus so that everything that happens in the classroom contributes to student learning, and they continually assess for student understanding. Distinguished teachers work diligently to develop connections between the students and the concepts learned, and therefore the message given to his or her students is that what we say, what we think, what we resolve about the world definitely matters. Today, Greenwich Public Schools is promoting a sense of community among teachers by adding 6 more distinguished teachers to a core of individuals who can serve as a resource and an inspiration to all teachers. Now, I would like to introduce Fran Chaparral, the chairwoman of this Distinguished Teacher Award Committee.
Thank you, and we would certainly like to give a warm welcome once again to Bethany Cook for hosting the Greenwich Festival Orchestra. Once again, it was such a privilege and really an honor whenever we have them together for this occasion. I would like to thank Terry Starr Klein for her wonderful comments, and also would like to welcome the other VIPs to the stage, as you can see who are coming. Once again, Superintendent Dr. Sidney Floyd, Board of Education Chairs Steve Anderson, First Selectman Peter Tessie, and State Senator Scott Harness. I'd like to ask that the DTAC members of the committee would stand who are in the audience. This is a membership of the They have worked tirelessly from the beginning of the school year to this time. There are 20 representatives, of which 6 are represented through various organizations within Greenwich Schools, GOSHA, GEA, the Board of Ed. And also we'd like to acknowledge the sponsors for DTAC this year, which are Kiwanis, the Rotary Club, various PTAs, including COSCOG, North Miamis, North Street, Riverside PTAs. We'd like to thank you very much for your contributions. And also past distinguished teachers are with us this evening, this afternoon as well. Would you like to stand? Has been in existence for nearly 27 years now, and that is a real testimony when we go down to the Board of Ed building and to see all the pictures displayed for every year, and soon to be added 6 more. Today we are honoring 6 educators for their demonstrated excellence in providing our Greenwich Public School students with guidance, inspiration, and encouragement in their journey from learners to achievers. Their criteria for identifying a distinguished teacher include, among others, that he or she inspires enthusiasm for learning and academic excellence, elicits a high level of achievement from students in relation to their ability, encourages students to take responsibility for their own learning, and shows mastery of the subject. Distinguished teaching is measured not merely by the content of the subject taught, or even the delivery of the content, but more importantly, in delivery of that content by someone who is a recognized role model for our children. I think in each of these individuals, we recognize today we have not only effective educators, but also the type of role model who imparts in their students a quest for lifelong education and achievement. For that, we thank them for all they have done and continue to do. Now, I would like to introduce to you our first nominator. Actually, we have 2 individuals today. Excuse me. I'm off task here. Sorry, I should pause. I made a mistake. Dr. Sidney Floyd.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is indeed an honor to be here in the company of our distinguished teachers. I'd like to congratulate each of them I also want to welcome all of you who are here, their colleagues and friends and members of the family. We are indeed in the company of greatness. We have over 850 teachers in the district, and 6 individuals had to be selected for this distinction. No easy task. So we thank the members of the committee for the work that they've done, and stand and sit in awe of the 6 people who are on stage who have been selected. As you know, your pictures will now appear in Havemeyer and be there forever, as long as Havemeyer is there. And I'll get to see you every morning as I come to work and smile and recognize you and your accomplishments. We talk about setting a standard for excellence in public education. And that excellence begins and ends in the classroom. And the people that we have on stage here epitomize that excellence. You set the standards for us, as others have who come before you. 2 years ago, Tony Mullen was on stage here, then went on to become our Connecticut Teacher of the Year and then National Teacher of the Year. Last year, Rita Baker, who's out here in the audience right now, made it to the top 4 in this state. That says something about our school system. It says something about the quality of our teachers, and says even more about the teachers that we have on stage here. As I said, it's about what happens in the classroom. We make it happen. You make us proud. We look forward to having you with us for many, many years to come, providing that excellence and supporting our children and their work in the classroom and your colleagues, and setting that example and serving as the best role models. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you for those wonderful remarks. I'd like to introduce Peter Tessie, First Selectman.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Fran, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with you all today to celebrate Greenwich's finest, our 2011 Distinguished Teachers. As someone who's been a product of the Greenwich school system, I can certainly appreciate the importance, the role our educators play. Notably, those recognized today have left an indelible mark on the lives of so many of their students, and have contributed and will continue to contribute to their future success. All of us can hark back to our school days and look upon them with great fondness, as we had relationships with teachers who had devoted their lives to helping us shape ours and enrich our knowledge in learning. And I think we all too often take for granted the challenges that teachers have in pursuing that endeavor, particularly as it relates to the modern world today. But certainly you are meeting that challenge, and you're showing this community what excellence is all about. And today, in a small way, on behalf of the citizens of the town of Greenwich, I want to thank you for what you are doing each and every day in our classrooms with our young people, to give them a bright future and provide for a bright future for our town, our state, and our country. So congratulations and thank you for everything that each and every one of you do day in, day out to enrich the lives of our young people.
Now I would like to introduce to you our first nominator. Actually, we have 2 individuals. First will be Sarah Fountain and Lily Root, a junior at Greenwich High School.
Anybody who walks into Mrs. Boyer's class will be immediately drawn into history by her warm enthusiasm, explicit knowledge, and genuine excitement. It's no wonder that she's able to capture the hearts and minds of all of her students. What truly distinguishes Mrs. Boyer is not only her outstanding ability to teach history, but how she teaches her students to love it, something they can take with them past her class, past Greenwich High School, and throughout their lives. Mrs. Boyer has made such a big difference in the lives of countless students who know that her classroom isn't just a place to work hard, but a community that provides support and encouragement where there's no such thing as a goal that's out of our reach. Her ability to reach out and relate to all kinds of students has inspired so many to accomplish more than they ever believed they could. Greenwich High School is lucky to have such a genuinely caring and devoted teacher. Standing up here presenting this award, I represent a much larger community of students, parents, teachers, and administration who have all come together to show that her efforts do not go unnoticed. Mrs. Boyer is a beloved teacher, a trusted mentor, and someone her students all truly look up to. And it is my absolute honor to present her as a 2011 Greenwich Public Schools Distinguished Teacher.
To have that level of composure at 16 or 33 for that matter. I started teaching in January of 2000 at a Catholic school. I had not had any education classes at that point and could really only base how to be a teacher upon books I had read and my own experiences as a student. I was lucky to have had a number of great teachers who made it look easy. It was only after I started teaching that I realized how hard it is to make teaching look easy. Initially, I was unsure of how to connect with the students. Some of the advice I received, which is laughable now, was don't smile in the classroom, and you must adhere to the classroom rules without exception. While I'm usually open to suggestions, I knew that if I had a classroom without warmth and humor, then I really needed to find another profession, and quickly, and probably one without much human interaction. But seriously, the biggest challenge I faced as a first-year teacher was, how do I set a classroom dynamic that engendered goodwill while properly motivating and hopefully inspiring the students? I gradually learned through my classroom experiences and the advice of others that the best approach for me was for the students to see that I genuinely cared about them as individuals and cared that they discover and reach their potential. Two of the individuals who have taught me a great deal about finding the right balance among empathy, respect, and setting high expectations are my former and current teaching partners, Larry Sullivan and Eric Block. Another challenge I faced as a first-year teacher was how to make history as exciting to my students as it was to me. Although I love American history, I couldn't fully appreciate why the 25 girls in front of me weren't nearly as interested in the content. When I came to GHS, Mike Batchelor, Marcy Schoenfeld, and Chris Kazanis graciously shared their materials with me. From them and others, I learned that there was no reason why I couldn't incorporate different interpretations and have students actually read the work of historians and not just memorize a textbook. When students realize that history can and should be understood from a variety of perspectives, they start to see why history is not simply a narrative listing of facts, but a complex, fascinating story that has direct relevance for them. One of the most daunting and exciting aspects of teaching is the vast number of decisions you make in a day. Some researchers found that teachers make between 800 and 1,500 decisions a day. Admittedly, most of these decisions are pretty mundane, but a good amount of those decisions can have far-reaching ramifications. However, it's through the range of all of these decisions that teachers are empowered to be able to actually affect change. It is up to me to make the class engaging for my students. It is up to me to reach out to the student who isn't acting like herself. And it is up to me to pace the course appropriately to complete the course material before the AP exam, which thank God is this Friday. Whenever I find myself debating a decision, I think about the advice from Carol Tierney and Rich Alessi, which is to always think about what's best for the students. Without the support of many people, I wouldn't be here today. First, I'd like to thank my husband, Jason, for encouraging me to take the risk of leaving my job as a corporate paralegal in a Manhattan law firm to pursue a teaching career. Over the course of 18 years, whenever I've faced a fork in the road, you've been there to help me choose the right path. Your support means everything to me. I would also like to thank my parents. My mom cares for my children while I'm at work. Knowing that my children are in the best possible hands and have the relationship they do with Nanny and Ricky is an incredible gift. Finally, I would like to thank Sarah Fountain and Lily Root for nominating me. Teaching and knowing both of you has been a reward in and of itself. Every day, my students reaffirm my decision to teach. Their intellectual curiosity, empathy, and humor bring me such joy. My wish for my children, Caroline and Alistair,
and my students is that they will follow their life passions and experience as much reward and satisfaction that teaching has given to me. I am truly flattered and humbled to be recognized along with my fellow 2011 distinguished teachers. Thank you so much for this incredible honor.
I'd like to introduce to you our second nominator, Linda Delgadio.
Meredith Daniels is that great teacher who inspires. Meredith's progressive methods and inclusive philosophy create a differentiated student experience that impacts each child. She pursues success for the individual student through a personalized, modern, and confidence-enriching classroom environment. Meredith is a well-credentialed educator, and her intellectual curiosity and passion to improve her teaching drive further training and learning. She has taught every grade level from kindergarten through 7th grade. This combined with her master's degree in remedial reading and MS in English are consistent with her perspective of the student experience as a continuum, beginning before they come to her classroom and continuing well after they leave. She consistently reminds her students that subject matters and skills learned in class are not only so will propel them to great success.
Wow, I have a great job. I really do. I get to come in every day with a set of faces and learn something new every single day. And it's never old. I always get something new from my students. And my only hope is that I can give them the same thing back. In setting up a classroom, it's great to have excitement, and I like excitement. And I'm also loud on top of it, so loud, exciting. That's the way a classroom runs. And to me, it gives the most joy to the students, especially because they take ownership of their education. And to have that ownership creates stronger adults. There are many people I would like to thank. I would like to first start with the people who nominated me. Linda, thank you. Also to my sister in all things Disney, Sherry McGowan, and Mr. John Grasso. Thank you so much. I am so humbled by the nomination as a whole. To Fran and the DTAC committee, thank you very much. It is a wonderful honor that I will cherish forever, and I'm also so honored to get to know 5 other distinguished teachers. To all of the students and parents at Riverside School, I thank you so very much. It is truly, truly an honor to go in there every single day and get to know all of you. I have to send a special shout out to my parents, who, believe it or not, my classroom would not be what it is without them. Basically, at open house, I require them to come in and help me through my days so that I can differentiate from all those kids in my class. And so I so appreciate that. And finally, to my children, if it wasn't for them 9.5 years ago, I would never be the person I am. They taught me to stop, they taught me to look, and they taught me to listen. And from that, my entire teaching style changed. And finally, my husband, who puts up with far more than any man should have to put up with. But I so appreciate all his love and support. Thank you very much.
Cervancy.
Good afternoon. When I think about Laura Donnelly, many words come to mind. Of these, passionate and committed stand out the most. Laura is a naturally talented teacher who is passionate about teaching and learning and committed to preparing students to meet the challenges of the real world. She elicits a high level of achievement from all students and is dedicated to meeting their needs. In a profession where time is a rare and invaluable commodity, Laura willingly commits hours of her time beyond the classroom, helping her colleagues and students. It would be difficult to find another teacher that contributes as much as she does with such a generous and willing spirit. Both colleagues and parents alike feel confident that when they work with Laura, they will walk away with a satisfying sense of accomplishment and progress toward a goal. It's her firm yet caring approach, combined with her skills and dedication, that truly makes her outstanding. Laura's passion and commitment to educational excellence makes her the ideal recipient for the Distinguished Teacher Award, and I'm proud to call her my colleague. Congratulations.
Wow, it's kind of overwhelming when you hear people talking about it like that. It's like an out-of-body experience when they're talking about you and you're going, really? Wow, I want to know that. So thank you very much. Actually, I have a whole bunch of people I'd like to thank. I'd like to thank, obviously, Bridget Suvansary, who is a colleague of mine in the 6th grade at Eastern Middle School and my advisor-based partner and colleague in crime in the morning. I'd also like to thank, I think Ralph is out there, Ralph Mayo, who wrote a recommendation for me. And is the principal of Eastern Middle School. And I don't know, is Kelly Machado out there? Kelly, are you there? Kelly also nominated me. She is a former, or I like to call them forever student of mine, who is in the 9th grade now at the high school. I was hoping she would come. She was a terrific student, and she also wrote a nomination for me. I'd also like to thank my family, my husband Charlie, who's out there, my daughters Annie and Rachel and Lauren, who are out there, and my son Charlie, who's still at school and taking finals, hopefully, seriously. I love being a teacher. I especially love teaching science. Science is all around us, everywhere you look. So there's every day an opportunity for my students to learn on the spot. And they never cease to amaze me with the kind of questions they come up with. It's a great field to teach in, and it engages students in a way that a lot of other fields can't. So I feel very privileged to be a science teacher, and I especially love middle school science. Middle schoolers are the most fun, in my opinion, sorry ladies, because they're sort of in between, and they still have the curiosity of being elementary kind of students, but are maturing enough so they can get a good joke or put together some great ideas. I am challenged by them on a daily basis, and I never cease to wonder at them. And they invigorate me at all times. I'm extremely grateful to have the opportunity to teach in Greenwich and work in a building full of gifted teachers. Each and every one of my colleagues, and I can say this honestly, could receive this award and is a distinguished teacher at Eastern Middle School. So thank you, I feel truly blessed, and thank you for the committee for electing me.
I'd like to welcome Susan Rogers.
Rather than tell you why, as a representative of the parents nominated Nan Nelson, I will share with you what our children say, think, and feel about her. From our small conference room at Cos Cob, through our stay in the modulars, and then back home to Glenville, it's amazing what we have accomplished with you. We have thrived at vocabulary through Wordmasters, worked to become experts in our exemplars, developed problem-solving skills to ace those CMLs, performed a Greek tragedy, learned why we have acid rain, built simple machines and mastered Rube Goldberg, learned how to stay neat, organized, no more oops, I forgot notices, wrote our memoirs, and we will become Shakespearean performers. In many ways, Nan has not only been their teacher, but she has been their life editor since 2nd grade, forging a very special relationship with them over the course of 4 years. And in the process, Nan learned more about sports stats than she ever thought she would. It just goes to show you that she herself is a lifelong learner. Nan, Matt Rower assigned some homework for you for this evening, a Word Masters distinguished, and a vocabulary lab also distinguished. And all you need to do is look in the mirror. Congratulations.
During my many years at Glenville, both as a classroom teacher and as an ALP teacher, I've had the good fortune to be blessed with wonderful students who make me smile, hardworking administrators who are ready to guide, and supportive, enthusiastic parents. Together, we have worked to create an educational experience for our children that I believe is significant and hopefully memorable. I am thrilled to accept this award, but as a longtime staff member and former instructional coach at Glenville, I want to say that we in the town of Greenwich have many distinguished teachers who have yet to be recognized. The graduates that we produce reflect the efforts of many. With that said, I'd like to thank all of you, my children's parents, my administrators, my colleagues, and the Distinguished Teachers Committee. Thank you so much.
Susan Rogers. Come on over there. I've had the privilege of knowing Karen Foster since September 2007, when my oldest daughter began her elementary school career in Mrs. Foster's kindergarten class. Every interaction, observation, and note home from Karen was upbeat, positive, and so child-centered. I was a huge fan of Karen Foster's right away, and as the months of kindergarten passed on, I grew to admire her as a teacher more and more. Now, having been a parent in Karen Foster's kindergarten class 3 different times, I have found her to be a beloved teacher and an invaluable partner in my children's education. Everyone I have met at North Miami School admires Karen Foster and her teaching, students, teachers, and parents alike. She is a true professional in all that she does. She is able to reach all students in her class and to differentiate based on each child's individual needs. She is a confident and sure resource for parents, no matter what the question may be. And above all, she is a dedicated and respected teacher within her school and district. I have been delighted to be a part of her classroom community, and it is my great pleasure to introduce her to you as one of Greenwich Public Schools' distinguished teachers. Congratulations. And Alyssa, and Kate, and Angela for recognizing me with the nomination for this award and for taking the time to put their thoughts into writing. 2 pages, double space, 14 font. I would also like to thank my husband Sean and my children Morgan, Jack, Ian, and Thomas for all their support. A special thanks to my son Ian. It's his birthday today. He was very gracious in sharing his day. So happy birthday, Goose. I couldn't be more overwhelmed. I work in a school system that has some of the best teachers in the country, and to be standing here is both a humbling experience and a great honor. But I did not achieve this accomplishment on my own. I've been lucky enough to work in a community that supports excellence. I try to bring my best to teaching every day. We have one common goal: to offer the best educational environment for each individual child, who can then become lifelong learners and active participants in their community. A quote from Carl Jung reflects my philosophy. One looks back with appreciation to their teachers, but with gratitude to those who touched our human feelings. The curriculum is so much necessary material, but warmth is the vital element for the growing plant and for the soul of the child. I hope that I can always be the warmth and inspiration for our children. I strive to be the person that inspires to ask them, what if, and encourages them to explore their imagination. Thank you for this honor. Jennifer Kaplan.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Nancy Kaplan. I'm here representing my daughter Jennifer Kaplan, who was a student of Miss Crowley's. Jennifer is in college right now taking her final exams, so I hope I can express her gratitude to Miss Crowley. As a family, we're honored to nominate Jen Crowley for our 2001 Greenwich Distinguished Teachers Award. She demonstrates those qualities that set her apart from her peers. And I'll read a little bit from Jennifer's letter. And again, Ms. Crowley demonstrates those unique qualities that set her apart from her peers. She has not only mastered the subject of mathematics, but brings enthusiasm to the material that keeps a student interested throughout the entire year. In fact, she brings a math lesson alive by showing how the material relates to a real-life situation. Jennifer, in fact, I love this line that she put in. She said, "You are always willing to meet with your students anytime, any place, and stay as late or come in as early as possible. Always smiling, even if it is the third time you've taken them through the problem." So she really did appreciate that. Jen, you were really a treasure. Jennifer met you when she was a junior at Greenwich High School. We were fortunate enough to have you also her senior year. You truly made a difference in her life, and we are just so proud to be here to share this honor with you today. So thank you so much.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here. Considering my office has a bed as to when I'm going to start to cry, I'm going to try to win that one here. For you, Rob. Before I start and probably lose it up here, I just want to thank everyone for being here, especially my friends from school, my family, and my softball team. They're over there in their uniforms. I gave them a day off of practice today, so they're very excited. But I know I'm a math teacher, but I tried to do my English side here and write a little poem, so English teachers might want to plug their ears. I don't know how good this is going to sound, but we'll try. Good afternoon, all. It's so nice to be here. Winning this award has brought me so much cheer. There are so many reasons why I love to teach, those lessons that just click when they used to be out of reach. Walking into the school with a smile each day is just one thing I practice as I try not to stray. I strive to reach all students, whatever level he or she might be. All kids have potential, which I know you all see. Math is a subject that I have so much passion for. As I teach lesson after lesson, I like it even more. To see that aha look is something that I like to see on each student's face. It's something I do treasure and never want to replace. There are so many people that I want to thank so much, especially my Sheldon Math gang. You're such a great bunch. For all my other friends at GHS, I hope you all know that you're simply the best. And lastly, to my yaya, sorry, Rob, you win. And lastly, to my yaya and my mom, who probably already have a tear in their eye. I wouldn't be half of who I am without you, and I think about it as every day goes by. You guide me through the good, the bad, happy, and sad, and taught me to be the person I have become ever since I was a young lad. It is truly an honor to accept this award today. I thank the Distinguished Teachers Committee. Congratulations to all the other distinguished teachers and everyone else that is here today. Thank you.
Introduce Scott France, our state representative.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you all for coming today. It shows that you care about distinguished teachers. It shows that you care about maybe your favorite distinguished teacher, and it shows that you care about education. The more I read about each of these individual award recipients, and the more I heard them speak, I know that the next generation is in incredibly good hands. Fran, you said it before when you said that one teacher can make a big difference in your life. And for me, it should have taken 20 teachers to make a positive difference in my life. There were 2 that I can positively identify, one in the junior high school, one in high school, that made all the difference for me. So it's not just the education part of it, it's also the socialization and the moral maturity, the growth that we all experience if we have truly wonderful people, as well as people who are really competent in education and really passionate about education, such as these 6 recipients here today. We are very, very blessed to have them here in the community of Greenwich, Connecticut. It is a very competitive environment out there. We are also blessed to have a great Board of Education and a great administration here and a great superintendent of education and many administrators who had the great foresight to hire these people. It's something that we don't really think about, but there's more to the story than just seeing these outstanding teachers up here. There's a history to it. So it goes all the way from the top, all the way to down into the ranks where we see these incredible teachers doing their magic. All I can say is thank you so much for having the passion that you do. Thank you so much for devoting your life to teaching and to these young children. Our world is going to be a much better place for sure because of it. Thank you very much.
I'd like to introduce Steve Anderson, the board chair.
Thank you, Fran. The Distinguished Teacher Committee does not just happen. I want to make sure to really thank Fran and the entire committee. Goes through the process, culminating in picking out the 6 distinguished teachers. Thank you very much, Fran. Very nice job. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the nominators. As Karen Foster pointed out, this is not a check-the-box application that you can do in a few minutes. A lot of deep thought goes into it. And when you look at who the people are that are making the recommendations, there's students, there's previous students, there's parents, there's colleagues. It's a wide breadth of people that are nominated to make sure that we have the chance to see who our distinguished teachers are. We have 6 names up here today, and as Senator Franz was just saying, they're making an impact today, but more importantly, they're making an impact down the road. I'm getting to that point where my teenage kids remind me that maybe I'm not as sharp mentally as I'm supposed to be. The car keys, what I had for breakfast, things of that nature. But I look back at Mr. Hitchcock, Coach Roberts, Senora Fogg, Mr. Arnold, the middle school science teacher, teachers I had out in California Public High School a number of years ago, and I still feel the impact that they have on me. So while the 6 teachers here today, Karen, Meredith, Laura, Karen, Nan, and Jen, are being recognized for the impact they're making now, I just want you 6 to also think that there is a tremendous impact that you are putting in place for the next 30, 40 years to the students you're teaching. For that, we are tremendously appreciative. On behalf of the Board of Education, the administration, and the entire Greenwich Public School System, congratulations and thank you very much.
think the future is in good hands, as well say. With that, we'd like to invite you to the reception across the hall. And this concludes our program. And thanks once again to all the non-members and to the distinguished teachers.